Welcome to the Pun Show. I'm your host, Macklin MacLoogie. For the next few episodes, I don't know how many, I'll be focusing on things that are politically urgent and necessary. P.U.N. So, if it's not politically urgent and necessary, you won't see it in this show because it's not pun. Tomorrow's Monday, so today must be Pun Day, June 7th. It's been an exhausting couple of weeks, or centuries, here in America, both mentally and physically. I know I personally feel like MLB sent me to check all their players for steroids because I've been doing so much protesting. And I have a stern message of condemnation to all the violin looters out there. Pick one, the violin or the lute. You can't play both. Now it's time for an explanation. Who cares? Unarmed black people are being murdered in broad daylight by the very cops that we supposedly pay to protect us. It was something about Iron Man. Figure it out for yourself. Now it's time for the pun of the day. In order to be more fully accepted by white America, Colin Kaepernick should change his last name to Cop on Neck. Fuck you, Drew Brees. I had a silly little interview I was going to show you, but I'll save that for a sillier time. When I taped it, my hair was shorter than a cop's temper, and when I air it, my hair will probably be longer than this country's ugly history of racism. So by the time you see it, my hair length will be as inconsistent as America's alleged values. Here to talk about how to safely protest, actor and activist Marina Mastros. You have been to how many protests would you say in your life or in your adult life?
Oh God. 20? Is that a small number? It sounds like a small number now that I say it out loud. Maybe 20, yeah.
It's smaller than I would have guessed knowing you, but it blows every other person in the world's number out of the water.
More recently, because these protests are specifically anti-police, they are heightened. So I made a list of things that can help you if you want to go protest.
If you would.
I love lists. So one is go with a buddy. So what you want to do is if you're in a group of more than 4, you want to actually pair up. So you want to try to keep the group together, the entire group together, but that's not going to happen always. So you need to have specific buddies assigned. So like me and Mac, we're together no matter what happens. Mac and I stay together. If you get arrested, what you want to do is have somebody to give all your shit to. So give them your phone, give them literally everything on your person, money, all of it, except for your ID. That put in your pocket. Number 2, have a plan or a goal. So if you are like, hey, we're gonna go protest, great. What does that mean for your group exactly, you and your buddy? Does that mean that you're gonna stay the whole time? Does that mean you're gonna stay until you get hot and then you're gonna go home, which is totally fine. If your goal is to go and stay peaceful, you need to know where to do that. Do not be at the front. Do not be at the back. Be in the middle. Number 3, know where you are. So literally know where you are within your city, know where you are within the protest, and know where you are within, and sounds hippy-dippy, but within yourself. So like, for example, I went to protest and I got hot. I'm gonna be honest. It was 2 o'clock. We were in the direct sun and I got hot, and I go to protests a lot. So, well, I guess not that much, 20 times, whatever.
You're legit.
I'm doing fine. But it was really hot and I hadn't eaten lunch and I was getting really dizzy. And so I was like, you know what? It's 2 o'clock. I'm going to bounce. And that's totally fine. Pack a bag or a fanny pack with water, packaged food, gloves, hand sanitizer, masks, wipes, sunblock, whatever you need. And I recommend a fanny pack or a backpack, something that keeps your hands free so that if you fall down, if you have to carry something, if you have to run, do whatever, your hands are free. You want to take packaged food just because if you get sprayed with something or there's gas in the air, you can have your food that's still there. And with water bottles, you want to have a squirty bottle. So even if it's the kind that is the top with a twist top, you can stab it with something sharp and use it as a squeeze bottle to rinse out your eyes. If you get sprayed with anything, I said sunblock, bring sunblock. White people love to not need sunblock. I watched white people go like, I'm good. And I was like, you're dumb. You're going to get burned. So many
white people gonna white people.
They love to be like, today is the day I won't get sunburned. I'm just going to get a tan. Turn off the location services on your phone. So if you're worried about Again, you shouldn't take your phone to jail, but if it gets there with you, you want to take the location services off on all your pictures, all your everything, all your data. So again, they shouldn't be able to get into your phone without a warrant, but whatever. If you want to be really, really safe, turn off your location services so that they can't, if they get a warrant, go through your phone and be like, you were here. They won't be able to use that, right? Lyft, is someone driving me? Am I walking? And also, how far did I walk? I went to a Black Lives Matter protest like years and years ago, and we walked 5 miles. I had flip-flops on. I went to a protest by myself with flip-flops.
If only you had a Marina to advise you on the best way to protest at the time.
Don't take pictures of others and don't post it without permission. Maybe people are risking their freedom or themselves or their job or their safety by being at the protest. So you don't take a picture of your friends and then tag them without asking them, or just like sometimes people pan the crowd, like do it when the crowd is facing forward, just because you don't know what people's arrest records are. And you can never tell, because I am Chicana, but I pass for white. So you might be like, that white girl is fine.
I was wondering about videos where you see people just showing the scene and you inevitably see faces in those videos. So I wasn't sure if that's considered okay, but it sounds like it is not.
I mean, you want to try to, yeah, like I said, you want to try to do it when they're facing forward. You never know what someone's issue is. And also, this is insane, but if you really are in trouble with the law and you can get charged with conspiracy, they will backtrack and see how many group events were you at and who did you talk to. So like text messages, if you text your friends that you're going to something and then eventually they get a warrant, because you organized with other people and because you incited with other people, you can get charged with conspiracy. Don't talk to the cops, but if they stop you and they ask you who you are, you have to tell them who you are and don't lie. So keep your ID, like I said, to have a backpack and a fanny pack or whatever, keep your ID on your person so you can just take it out and I know, fuck the cops. You have to tell them who you are and you can't lie. So, and if they ask for your ID, just show it to them. And then ask them if you're being detained, and if you're not, walk away. If you're arrested, stop talking. They'll give you a piece of paper that lists every officer that interacted with you, every officer, the officer who cuffed you, the officer who drove you, whatever, the officer who booked you, all that stuff. And they will go back and talk to each of those officers, and they will force them to tell them what you said.
In other words, everything is on the record.
If you're with other people and other people are talking, like happened to me, I chose not to tell them to stop talking. When you might have the instinct to go like, shut up, Cheryl, or whatever, Karen, stop talking.
It's always either Cheryl or Karen.
Sometimes if you're the person who's telling other people to stop talking to the cops, they will get mad at you and they will focus on you and they will charge you and they will get mad. You know what I mean? They'll turn their energy on you, and I don't want to put anybody in danger. And it depends on who you are, right? So like, maybe I could get away with it because I'm white passing and I speak perfect English. Maybe it wouldn't matter for me and I'm a woman, but whatever. But if you're a huge black guy and you're telling other people to stop talking to cops, I don't know what they're going to do to you.
That's a great point. I wouldn't have thought of that.
When you go to a protest, know who's organizing it. And when you get there, follow the instructions that they're giving you. So, and it's simple as that. So if you're at a BLM protest, look to the BLM organizers, do what they're doing. Do not do more than what they're doing. If you want to do less than what they're doing, you can leave or go to the back, whatever, bounce. But don't escalate and follow instructions. Last one, guys, we're at the end. Okay, so I have made this mistake and I have fixed it, but I had to make the mistake to understand. I went to a BLM protest at City Hall, and everybody was standing in a circle, and people were getting on a megaphone and like taking turns talking or whatever. And I got on the megaphone and I was like, hey, like from the Latino community, I just want to say you guys have our support, like da da da. And as well intentioned as that was fucked, because it wasn't about me and it wasn't about the Latino community at that time. And I wanted to express support, but it wasn't for me to do that in that space. Because also I'm laughing, it's my own fault, but also it's funny because it still fucking happens. After I went, it was all like non-Black people.
Oh my gosh, you are the problem.
I was literally the problem.
You're such a Cheryl.
I was a Cheryl in that moment, and like it was bad, and I regret that shit. The best fucking intentions don't matter at all. Like, how can I put this? If you're not Black and you're at a Black protest, shut the fuck up.
Well, that about does it for our show today. We're back tomorrow with an all-new episode. I'm going to give the sneak peeks a rest for a while because I'm now trying to produce this show in as close to real time as I possibly can. Shooting ahead of schedule is what allowed me to fall so out of sync with the world last week. But just to make sure that the last sneak peek wasn't a lie, here's a clip from the episode that was supposed to drop today, with no context. 1980s Brigitte. You'll notice I'm wearing the same shirt. I just wanted to stay consistent with the wardrobe rotation that I had already mapped out for the show. I'm Macklin MacLoogie, asking you to be like a child snatching back their Lego. Reclaim the block. Donate.